Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. How to be happy. Tony Robbins starts from a simple but uncomfortable truth. Most people are not unhappy because their lives are bad. They are unhappy because their mind is constantly focused on the wrong things. Even when life is okay, the mind keeps searching for problems, comparisons, regrets, and worries. Happiness doesn't disappear overnight. It fades slowly through daily mental habits we barely notice. Most of us live with an invisible rule. I'll be happy when things calm down, when I have more money, when my relationship improves, when I feel more confident. But when those things arrive, happiness still feels temporary. Another condition replaces the old one. Robbins explains that happiness keeps moving away because we keep postponing it. One of the most relatable ideas in the book is that events don't create emotions, meaning does. Two people can experience the same situation and feel completely different. One person feels stressed, the other feels challenged. One feels rejected, the other feels free. The difference is not the event. It is the story they tell themselves about it. Most people don't realize how harsh their internal dialogue is. We replay mistakes. We criticize ourselves. We compare our life to others. We imagine worst-case scenarios. Even on calm days, the mind is busy creating emotional noise. Robbins explains that happiness becomes impossible when your attention is constantly on what's missing, what's wrong, or what could go wrong. Another key idea is that emotions become habits. Many people wake up already tired, irritated, or anxious, not because something bad happened that morning, but because their body and mind have learned that state. Stress becomes familiar. Complaining becomes automatic. Over time, this emotional pattern feels normal, even though it is draining. Robbins explains that waiting for motivation rarely works. Motivation comes and goes. What changes life is decision. When you decide how you will respond, instead of reacting automatically, you regain control. Even small decisions, like deciding to move your body, shift your focus, or interrupt a negative thought, can change your emotional state. Another deeply relatable point is that many people lower their standards and call it realism. They accept constant stress, exhaustion, frustration, or emotional heaviness as just how life is. Robbins challenges this. He explains that happiness grows when you decide that certain emotional states are no longer acceptable as daily norms. This does not mean denying reality. It means refusing to live permanently in survival mode. Robbins also highlights something many people underestimate. Your body shapes your emotions faster than your thoughts do. When you're slouched, tense, shallow breathing, your emotions follow. When you change posture, breathe deeply, move your body, or even smile, your nervous system shifts. Many people try to think their way out of bad moods when the fastest solution is physical movement. The book also explains that happiness grows when life feels meaningful, not just comfortable. When everything revolves around your own problems, worries feel heavy. When you contribute, helping someone, listening, giving value, your perspective expands. You feel connected instead of trapped in your head. Robbins is very clear about one thing. Happiness does not mean feeling good all the time. Bad days still exist. Stress still shows up. The difference is that you stop feeling powerless. You learn how to shift your emotional state instead of being controlled by it. Concrete ways to apply this daily one. Start the day by choosing your emotional standard. Before checking your phone, ask yourself one simple question. How do I want to feel today? Not what do I need to achieve, but how you want to feel. Calm, focused, grounded, patient. This becomes your reference point for the day. When something challenges you later, you'll notice the gap faster and correct it instead of drifting emotionally. 2. Interrupt bad moods with your body, not your thoughts. When you feel low, irritated, anxious, or drained, do not sit and think about it. Stand up, breathe deeply 10 times, stretch your arms, walk for 5 minutes. This works because your body and emotions are connected. You don't need motivation. Movement comes first. Emotion follows. 3. Catch the moment you start spiraling. Pay attention to when your mind starts repeating the same worry or complaint. The moment you notice it, interrupt it by asking, "What is one thing I can do right now?" Not next week, not tomorrow, right now. Even something small breaks the loop and restores a sense of control. 4. Stop postponing happiness. Notice sentences that start with, "I'll be happy when." Each time you catch one, gently replace it with, "What is already okay right now?" This doesn't deny problems. It prevents happiness from being delayed indefinitely. 5. Lower daily emotional noise. Reduce things that drain you emotionally. Limit exposure to negative news. Scroll less when you feel low. Avoid conversations that are only complaints. Protecting your mental space is not weakness, it's self-respect. 6. Practice realistic gratitude every evening. At the end of the day, name 3 small things that made your day easier or calmer. Not perfect, not amazing, just lighter. This trains your mind to stop scanning only for what's missing. 7. Do one small act of contribution daily and a supportive message. Listen fully to someone. Help without expecting anything back. Happiness grows when life feels meaningful, not when it feels perfect. 8. Change your inner tone when you notice harsh self-talk. Ask, "Would I speak to someone I care about this way?" If not, soften the tone. You don't need praise, just fairness. 9. End the day with one grounding question before sleeping. Ask yourself, "What did I do today that moved me even slightly forward?" This builds self-trust, which is a quiet but powerful source of happiness. 10. Repeat, not perfectly, but consistently. Happiness does not come from doing everything right once. It comes from small emotional corrections repeated daily. Some days you'll forget. Some days you'll feel off. That's normal. What matters is returning again and again to awareness. Happiness is not something you find. It's something you practice quietly, imperfectly, and daily. If this made you recognize your own habits and patterns, take a moment to subscribe and like this video. It helps this channel reach more people who are tired of waiting for happiness and ready to build it quietly, one day at a time. And comment below with the next book you want me to explore.